salvation, the sword of the Spirit, the feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Put on Jesus. How do you put on Jesus? You die to yourself. Die to what you believe is right. To your member, I said self. But see, because Paul said, I am crucified with Christ. Nevertheless, I live. It's not I, but Christ who lives in me. So that means I've got to die to myself daily. The thing is, there's not enough funerals going on. Because it feels good to be in the flesh. I'm telling you, it feels good. It feels good to do wrong. But the thing is, when I die to my flesh, and I say, God, look, I want whatever you have for me. God, I'll praise you no matter what. Even if they leave, Lord, I'll still follow you. Even if they take this away, God, I'll still follow you because I know that there is something better for me. I've got to die to myself. Die to my will. Because in the end, at the end of the day, God has something greater for me. Lord, give me a clean heart and renew a right spirit within me. Because at the end of the day, when it is all said and done, and it's all over, there is a crown with my name on it. And if there is no cross, there is no crown. If there is no trouble in your life, there is no reward. And if you want the reward that God has for you, you have to learn how to bear your cross. Yes, I know people got some nasty attitudes. I know some people got some nasty ways. But the thing is, you got to know how to bear your cross. Even though it gets hard sometimes. Even though people say all manner of evil toward you, you have to still bear your cross. Because even Jesus had to bear his cross. When he went up Calvary's hill, he had to bear his cross. Yes, the cross got heavy. Somebody had to come by and grab the cross for Jesus because he knew I still have to die. And so what they did was when he got up to Calvary's hill and they laid him down right there and they put his hands and they stretched the wire and people say they nailed him in his hands. They didn't nail him in his hands, they nailed him in his wrists. And it was so painful. And they nailed him in both sides. And then they nailed his feet to the cross. It was not his feet. It was through his ankle bones. But they nailed him both to the cross. And the thing was, it got so heavy that Jesus began to slump down. And the only way he could breathe is if he lifted himself up. Just imagine how painful that is for a man to have to lift himself just to breathe with nails in his hands, with nails in his feet. He had to lift himself up. And then guess what? He had to die. And so he said, look, Father, if this cup could pass from me, I wish that it would. But nevertheless, it's not my will, but thy will be done, because he knew that you were going to have a purpose in this walk. And so he had to die on the cross. But then the Bible said he stayed out there Friday, Saturday, but early Sunday morning he got up with all power in his hands. But not only did he get up, but he got up with power and glorification. Because he knew that there was a better way for you. He wants all of us to be glorified. And to be glorified means to be made better than your current condition. There is something better for you. God has something better for you. But the thing is, you have to understand it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle. So you better get ready. When I say get your mind right. Because the enemy is real. The enemy is real. Just like death is real, the enemy is real. Taxes is real. The enemy is real. He wants to sift you. And if you think I'm playing with you, if you think I'm playing, go ahead and try. Walk out of here thinking that everything is going to be okay. Walk out of here thinking that, oh, he don't know what he's talking about. Leave out of here today and see how real God is. He has a way to get your attention. God will get your attention. He knows he knows your name. He knows where you are in your walk. And if you're not listening to him, he knows how to say, all right, sickness. Everybody think God is a loving God. Yes, he is. He also believes in judgment. Just like he said, cut that tree down. He will cut you down if you are not serving your purpose. This is a spiritual warfare. This is a spiritual warfare. They're like, you know, they don't say, yes, the battle is not yours. It's the Lord's, but you still got to fight. Some battles you're going to lose, but others you will win. You may not be able to control your mouth sometimes. I understand. But trust God. You may not be able to control what you think, because I know we all have these thoughts in our heads. But we want to cuss folk out, and we do it in our heads. Y'all, you ever had those conversations in your mind when you see the other person and you cussing them out in your head, but you ain't saying it out your mouth? Hey, am I the only person that goes through that? I'm just being real. We all go through it. But I have to ask God, look, cover my mind. The enemy, Lord, is coming after me. My car broke down. I was like, Lord, why now? Because I decided, Lord, I'm going to stand and preach your word. What do you want me to preach? And as soon as Shanissa told me that, I was like, oh, it just popped in my head what I was supposed to preach. But then he said, study. I want you to get in this thing. I didn't understand what God had called me to do for this message. I did not understand. And then everything started happening in my life. And while I was at the auto mechanic place, I said, God, if the devil want to fight, let's give it to him. If he wants to fight, let's give it to him. In my heart, I wanted to break down and say, God, I'm tired, man. I don't want to even go through this. I'll preach something else. He said, no, this is it right here. This is it. Go ahead and get your study up. I got you. At the 9th hour, the enemy tried to come in. I thought I was getting sick. I was about to pass out last night. I was like, I just got to get finished. Let me get through with this. I'm going to go to sleep. I didn't get to bed until almost 3 o'clock this morning. Because God had a purpose. It's not about me. This thing is real. As sure as you know that the Bible is real and everything that God says in his word is real, this enemy is real. I'm just trying to give you a warning. Hey, look, put on the whole armor of God. Put on the whole armor. Today, if you don't know how to put on your armor, you better ask somebody next to you, how do I put this on? This is a battle. We're living in the last days. We are living in the last days. Look at everything that's going on. Fish coming up on the sea dead. Birds falling out the sky. A tsunami and an earthquake at the same time. I love the end time prophecy. I love all of that. Because it lets me know, it gauges where we are with Christ coming back. I'm not trying to scare nobody in here. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to scare you. The Bible says that no man knows the day nor the hour when the Son of Man shall return. We are in a battle. He's coming back. Even Jesus don't know when God is going to say, look, enough is enough. Enough is enough. It's time for me to get my soldiers up out of there. There's somebody here today. There's somebody here today, and I'm going to be so honest with you. Some of us are not prepared for war. Because we continue to fall at the same thing. We continue to go through the same cycles. And we asking God, why are we continuing to go through the same thing? He says, because you are not prepared for battle. Why do you keep going through the same thing year in and year out? Week in and week out, day in and day out. It's because God is trying to prepare you for war. But if you cannot successfully complete the battle that you are in, you can't move forward. Everybody wants something from God. Everybody does. But until you complete that battle of self-control, of attitudes, righteous living, we cannot move forward. So if that is you, if you want to go to war, if you are prepared to go to war, if you want to go to war, and some folks, they don't want to go to war. They just want to sit back and let everything come to them. But that's you. But I'm going to take it to the enemy. I'm going to take it to the enemy. I'm not scared of the devil. And I just got to this point. I'm not afraid to die. For God I'll live, and for God I'll die. I'm going to serve God to the fullest. Somebody